How would you react if your best friend of 10 years suddenly ghosted you? My best friend, Callie, was the kind of person who made the world brighter. Her laughter was contagious, and she was bright and bubbly. She always had a smile on her face and could brighten everyone's day. I loved her like a sister, and have been best friends with her for 10 years. I thought for sure we would be best friends for life. But then she met Leo. Leo was her opposite in every way. His face was hard and cold. His grip was tight whenever he was holding her hand or arm. He was stern and forceful. I didn't like him as soon as I met him. He gave me a bad vibe instantly, but Callie was in love with him, so there was nothing I could do if I wanted to stay in Callie's life. I noticed things started getting a little weird as they started dating. At first, it was little things. Callie started withdrawing into herself. She wouldn't smile as much anymore. There were dark circles under her eyes. She wouldn't call me as often anymore, and when I tried calling her, Leo would answer her phone and tell me she was busy before hanging up. She stopped going to family dinners at her parents' house, and her mom called me one day to ask if I'd heard from Callie. Apparently, she stopped talking to them altogether, which was weird because she was very close to her parents and older brother. She wouldn't just cut them off randomly. One day when she was over at my place after a week of no contact, I caught her rubbing a hand over her stomach, wincing in pain. She caught me looking and immediately dropped her hand, brushing off my concern. But when she bent over to put on her shoes before she left, her shirt rode up and I saw the bruises. "What are those?" I asked sharply. She stood up, startled, before her eyes hardened. "Nothing," she snapped. I was shocked at her tone. She's never snapped at me before I didn't have time to respond, before she was jogging out the front door to Leo's car. I watched them drive away, thinking I made a terrible mistake, letting her go back to him. I had to do something to help her. I called her the next day, but she didn't answer her phone. I tried calling her every day that week, but finally, her phone said her number had been disconnected. When her phone said that, I froze, my blood growing cold. I immediately hopped into my car and drove to her apartment. I knocked on her door for 20 minutes, but finally gave up when no one opened it. As I headed downstairs to the parking lot, I ran into her landlord. "Where's Callie?" I asked. He shrugged. "Left a few days ago. No warning." Then he continued on his way. My heart raced in my chest. She ghosted me and moved out without telling me. Something was very wrong. I drove to her parents' house next and met with her older brother, who was also a cop for the sheriff's department. "Do you know where Callie is?" I asked him. He shook his head with a frown. "I haven't heard from her in weeks," he answered. "She cut off the family." I shook my head. "I think Leo cut her off," I replied. "He's bad news. I saw bruises on her stomach the last time she was over at my place. We need to find her." Her brother immediately leaped into action, and I was grateful he believed me. He pulled out his computer and started typing away, explaining to me as he typed. "I put a tracker on her phone a long time ago, but her number is disconnected," I protested. "If she still has the phone, then I can still track her," he answered. He pulled up a map, and there it was, a little beacon. He quickly called his partner at the police station and explained the situation, but I was already running for my car. I knew exactly where she was, and I was running out of time. I drove way over the speed limit until I reached the bridge leading outside of town. Leo's car was smoking and pulled over on the side of the road. I spotted him towering over a screaming Callie, and I was pissed. I leaped out of my car and tackled him to the ground. After seeing the bruises on Callie's face, I punched him over and over again until he was knocked out cold. Then I scooped Callie up into my arms and placed her in my car while she sobbed into my shoulder. She looked up with red eyes and sniffed. "He was going to kill me," she whispered. "He told me it was his plan all along. He's a serial killer and I fell for his trap." Then she dissolved into tears again, and I was left feeling horrified that I almost lost my best friend forever.